Good morning. This is Mr. Adams, fifth grade teacher at Union Terrace Elementary, for those of you who don't know me. I will be one of the two teachers running the summer program for the group going from fifth grade to sixth grade, and also for some fourth graders going to fifth grade. So I will be running the program Mondays and Tuesdays, and Mrs. Krueger will be running the programs Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm making this video to share some information that I used today during the first Zoom meeting at 10 a.m. So for those of you who couldn't make it, here are some information I shared. You might want to take notes, although this video will be available for your access whenever you need it. So some of the program basics. The program will run from June 29th to August 6th. The program runs Monday through Thursday, so no Fridays, no weekends. And the recommended time for students to work is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. I say recommended because what's most important to me is 3 hours a day. If 9 to 12 does not work for your family, certainly you can move it to another time during the day that's convenient. The students will be doing most of their work on the Odysseyware program. So right here is listed the website that you can go to access that program, allentownsd.owschools.com. And the username and the password is just your son or daughter's student number. So if the login, for example, if your number was 423567, then you would put that in as the username and again as the password. I'm also going to be talking during this video about how to join Google Classroom. The login for that is a little bit different. You will log in by putting your student number at allentownsd.org, and then the password will be the student number with capital initials. So for example, if the student's name was John Smith and their number was 423567, they would log in by putting 423567 at allentownsd.org, and then they would put their password with their capital initials. So 423567, capital J, capital S. I will be referring back to this slide at appropriate times during this video. I'm going to go ahead and share with you some basics of the program when it comes to what the students are going to work on, and then how they log on to Odyssey. So here are the basics when it comes to Odysseyware. It uses text, video, includes quizzes and tests. They will just be working on ELA and math. We'll be using Spark lessons. And the theory behind Spark is they start with the pretest. When you take the pretest, if you do really well on the pretest, the computer program learns which skills you already know how to do. So for example, if I'm really good at multiplication and I pass it on the pretest, then the computer program will not assign me lessons on multiplication. However, if I struggle with adding fractions, the program will analyze that and will assign the student lessons on adding fractions. So you want to do well on your pretest because that will tell the computer program what you need to work on. The program will adapt to the needs of the student. You will only need your student ID to log in, as I already said. It should work on any device. It works best on Chrome or Firefox. It will include due dates. I would say about 2 hours today on Odysseyware. I will show you what else they can do for the program after the first 2 hours, Monday through Thursday. For that third hour, you can work on Lexia, you can work on Dreambox, or there will be more activities and enrichment on Google Classroom. I will show you that in a few minutes. The page to log in for Odysseyware will be allentownsd.owschools.com. And as I mentioned, courses will run from today, June 29th, until Thursday, August 6th. Zoom meetings will be run by Mr. Adams on Monday and Tuesday, and Mrs. Krueger on Wednesday and Thursday. They will always be at 10 a.m. Now, do I expect students to come to all 4 Zoom meetings every week? No. I would really love to see them come to twice a week. One time to see Mr. Adams, either Monday or Tuesday. One time to see Mrs. Krueger, either Wednesday or Thursday. If you cannot make a Zoom meeting, it is okay because there will be other ways to communicate with me, but we would really love to see you twice a week for a Zoom meeting. Also, if students struggle on anything, Mrs. Krueger and I will be available on our days from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So if you need extra help, we can jump on and do a video and record it and send it to you. Or we can jump on Zoom and do some one-on-one tutoring. Or I can answer you on the Odysseyware program or on Google Classroom, whatever works best for you. I'm going to now jump off of this for a second, and I'm going to show you how to get to Odysseyware. So if I want to get to Odysseyware, I am going to start at the Allentown School District website. When I go to the Allentown School District website, I will click on Parents and Students, and then I will click on Digital Learning. This will take me to the spot where I will log in to both Odysseyware, and I will be able to log into Google Classroom when I come back to that. When you click on Odysseyware, it will take you to this site. Notice, please, at the top of the screen, it is listed as allentownsd.owschools.com. That will be the main site that you will need to go to. I'm going to reload that. There you go. There's the background. And again, you're putting in your student ID number for your username and your password. No initials. Okay? When you log in Odyssey, I'm going to log in here as a pretend student. When you log in, you should be looking at a page like this. You can get rid of this video by clicking this box. And then I want to go to the light bulb, which takes me to Learn. Notice it's going to tell me that today I need to do a pretest for Spark English Language Arts, Spark Math. Now, some people will have different grade levels based on what your teachers told us that you needed to work on. Or you can go to Courses, and it will list the two courses. When I click on the course, it will tell me the lessons that you will be working on. Now remember, after you take the pretest, some of these lessons will be removed if you show that you already know how to do them. Okay, so assignments and courses will be where your work is under the Learn menu. Under the Learn menu. Now I'm going to go ahead and share what your schedule should look like. So a basic schedule could look like this. From 9 to 9:15, check Google Classroom, check Odyssey messages. From 9:15 to 10 o'clock, work on Odysseyware, maybe do ELA from 9:15 to 10. Then come to our meeting from 10 to 10:30. If you're not coming to the meeting, continue on Odysseyware. Then from 10:30 to 11:15, work on Odysseyware again. And then from 11:15 to 12 o'clock, you can finish Odysseyware if you didn't finish your lessons for the day. You can work on Lexia or Dreambox, or you can do enrichment activities on Google Classroom. And I'm going to show that to you next. So going to Google Classroom, I'm going to go back to, sorry, I've got to get out of this program first. I'm going to go back to the Allentown School District homepage. And again, I'm going to click on Parents and Students and Digital Learning. When I scroll down the page, there's a G for Google, and it's going to ask you to log in. Now, once you log in this time, as I showed you on the whiteboard, the login will be the student ID number at allentownsd.org, and then their number will be The password will be the student ID number, capital initials. Please remember, this will not work for Google Classroom if you try to use any address except for the student address. It is made only to allow access to the Allentown School District email addresses. So please, if you try to log in with a parent address, it will not work. I will then click on the waffle. That's this square with 9 dots. And I can choose Classroom. When I go to Classroom, I can click this plus sign and join class. And when I do that, that is where I will enter the class codes. Now there's 2 class codes you're going to want to enter, and I'm going to show those to you momentarily. But I'm going to enter a class code and click join. You will be joining 2020 5th grade summer program, and you will be joining Summer with the Specialist. And I wanted to take a minute to show this to you because this is what you're going to use for some of those enrichment activities. The specialists, art, music, library, and gym have made special things for you to work on that should be really fun and enriching for you. So for example, each week is going to be about a continent. This week is South America. So Mrs. Altieri has posted some information that you can go to and do some activities for the library. And I can go back to that class and I can click on Mrs. Sousa's activities, and I have some art activities that I can work on. And I can go back to that class and I scroll down a little bit more, and there's some activities from the gym teacher, Mr. Mort, and he has some activities on here for you. And so you can do South America dribblings or another video on South America. There's things that you can do for enrichment based on that. Mrs. Krueger and I will also be putting some information on our Google Classroom with virtual field trips and other fun activities that you can do. The final thing I'm going to show you, and I'm going to go ahead and share one more time, is using Remind. Remind is the way that Mr. Adams is going to use to communicate with you. Let me get to the right screen here. Remind is the app that Mr. Adams and Mrs. Krueger will use to communicate with parents. I have sent all of you the information in the email addresses that you signed up using. Sorry, let me try that again. The email address you used to sign your son or daughter up for the program. I gave you the information on how to sign up for the Remind group. If you cannot access that information, all you have to do is look at the bottom of the screen here, send a text to 81010. In the message, put @UT-Summer5, and that will put you in the Remind group where I will send daily reminders, or Mrs. Krueger will send daily reminders. Okay, I'm going to go back to my whiteboard one more time, and I'm going to put up those 2 codes for you for Google Classroom. So once the students log on to Google Classroom, they will need to click the plus sign and join class. The 5th grade code will be WSXCXM6, and the specialist code will be CIZDCAL. So you'll go to that Google Classroom site, you'll click the plus sign, join class, you'll enter the code, and that will join you in that class once the student logs on again using this information, student number @allentownsd.org, and then password student number with capital initials. Okay, I know I've thrown a lot of information here at you today. If you have any questions, please send us a message, whether that be through email or through the Remind app, or on Odysseyware itself. Students can send messages. Whatever you need, Mrs. Krueger and I will be here to help. Just send us a message and we'll be glad to do that. The final thing I'm going to share here is, again, just that information on Odysseyware, just a review. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button. Let me try that again. So again, 2 subjects, reading and math. Spark lessons, start with the pre-test, and that will let the computer program know what you need to work on. 2 hours a day on this program, please. And then the last hour could be for Lexia, for Dreambox, or for work on Google Classroom. The page that you start at is allentownsd.owschools.com. The username and password is just the student number. So thank you for listening to this. I'm sorry I went on so long. I hope it helps. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing your sons and daughters in our meetings. Thank you so much.